Hello gorgeous, I'm Danielle Rosaria and I paint pictures. You can too. Today we're going to talk about painting birds. Now it's come to my attention that there are actually scientific studies out there on the benefits of bird watching. And I will link a couple videos in the description here that inspired me to talk about this because I was really excited to hear about it. We all know, exercise can improve mental health, make you feel so much better, and improve physical health, of course, as well. But also, actually watching birds can have very good benefits on your neuroplasticity to allow your brain to keep growing in a positive way. I was just so excited to hear about this because I have had a lifelong love of birds, and many of my favorite subjects are bird paintings. So I want to show you a few of them and tell you the stories behind them. So one of my typical paintings is this one. This is a budgie portrait, and my goal is to capture their expression and their character and their emotion, but also get the correct proportions so that you can really tell this is a budgie and it looks accurate like one you would expect. And this is one of my favorite ones of all time. I started painting them when I was getting back into painting. They were one of the first subjects that I did to really get immersed in painting because they really have very simple shapes and nice block colors. You can put a nice yellow here and a little bit darker here, light green, dark green, and then layer over the details on that, and you have a very nice picture that was actually really fun to create. As long as you have a nice drawing where you keep the proportion. I always watch the proportion of the eye versus the beak and related to the head shape. But you have these three things. The rest, of course, you want to have the head proportion to the body here. But if you have these three things in the face, you get a very nice portrait, and much simpler than trying to paint a human face, which I do from time to time, but it's much more, to me, a lot more complex than a bird. So I have recently met a group of homeschool parents, and we have taken our kids on field trips together. And one of the benefits of bird watching is being in a group of new people. That also helps your brain to engage positively. You feel better, you feel happy, because we're meant to be with other people, and experiencing birds together is a very positive thing to do. So I made this simple sketch on site at Leg Lake nearby in El Monte, and just very, very quick little sketches of the birds that I actually saw. And this is my nature journal. And the nature journal is not about the art so much per se, though I do kind of get into creating art as well. These are in our neighborhood. But it's about observing and experiencing nature and writing down what you see. And I absolutely, see, you could tell I'm so happy even just talking about my nature journal. And here's a little story about the ravens. So you could take field notes like this and get really used to what birds are doing in your area, and then start to really enjoy them, watching them. They're very joyful, they're very, a lot of times, not always, they're focused on what they're doing, very present in the moment. And there's so many different kinds with so many variety of behaviors. So going back in time a little bit, when I was growing up and I was in high school, my parents let me have a big, huge outdoor aviary, and I had a flock of budgies. And here are some of them. I actually painted these a couple years ago, and there are four of them here: Ivan, Jill, Beanie, and Myron. And this was painted, my Beanie was already really old, and these two were rescues. They actually heard the other birds in the aviary and they came flying in, so I caught them at different times. and poor Beanie was all very thin and he had to be nursed back to health. But they all lived many years all happily together. And I met somebody on Reddit and I painted her bird, and she was an artist as well. And she painted an image of all 4 of my budgies capturing their personalities. So that was really exciting to work with another artist with a unique, beautiful style all her own, and she painted my 4 budgies. So I started out painting my own birds, and then I started accepting photographs of other people's birds, mainly from the parrot subs on Reddit. And so I captured different positions, different colors. This one is very colorful. Lots of budgies here. Here you can see the sweet face of this one. Very curious though, versus this guy here. He's relaxing, just looking chill, like he wants to have a nap. And then here's a macaw. These are examples of my work. Here's a macaw exploring the sunlit grass. So I have lots and lots of different kinds of domesticated tropical parrot paintings, which I love to do. And so recently I started painting wild birds because of this new interest in birding. And in our homeschool group, a few of the moms are expert bird watchers. They know lots and lots of birds just by sight and even by sound. And so they have awakened in me an appreciation of birds that we have right here. I live in Southern California, really close to a couple riparian habitats. If you watched my last video, you know what a riparian habitat is. So I started thinking, well, I can paint these tropical birds, and I've done lots and lots of those. Maybe it's time to start painting some native wild birds that we have here. So I did a video of this one, Leg Lake, and I wanted to show it to you again just as an example of the habitat that the birds live in. And these are American coots here. So I did that painting of American coots, which I love. I'll probably do them again just because I thoroughly enjoy them. Their green feet and the funny farting sounds that they make. Oh, I love you guys so much. Here they come. To communicate to each other. So we visited a couple places, Leg Lake and Peck Road, to find the birds in their native habitats. And this is where the mental health, I think spiritual health as well, some spiritual health as well, the moms have been talking about that we get closer to our Creator when we're outside appreciating reality and His creation that He's put us in. And bird watching is one of those ways to get connected. So I will show you 2 of my most recent paintings. One you've seen the video, possibly. It's the common gallinule, and then the other one I'm going to show you. So this is the common gallinule painting. This was my first one in this new path of painting wild birds. And then this is my absolute most recent painting, which you may have seen on the short video, the world's most underappreciated bird, the rock dove. Everyone calls them pigeons, and you know, they are pigeons, but there's actually lots of different kinds of pigeons or doves, and this one is called a rock dove. So I don't know, I think because they could be so numerous and maybe they make dirty messes, but they're so beautiful with the green and purple here, their inquisitive faces, and the little dance the males do. Somebody said he was stepping like really wide. Well, there is a compositional reason for that, but also he was actually really out to chase and perform for a female, so he was walking really fast. And he's in a riparian habitat, so there's water in back, and this was a pigeon at Peck Road. I could have painted other birds there, but I really wanted to do a pigeon appreciation piece, and that's why I painted this one. So I'm really excited about painting wild birds now. I'm going to be collecting more photographs of them and feeding them in our garden and showing my kids about them. We're learning their names, and it's very enjoyable because there's just something so, I don't know, it's just very captivating and fulfilling. The birds' energy, they're so self-contained and so varied and diverse. Each one has a story, each one has a purpose. So if you want to improve your mental health, your mood, I would recommend doing some bird watching. So leave me a comment. Do you do that? Do you already watch the birds out your yard? Do you have any pet birds at home? What's your experience with these? Thank you so much for watching this, and I hope you get out there in nature and enjoy. That's the main thing. And maybe you'll even start to draw a little bit. Drawing a bird is really fun, and it's a great way to observe. Some people like to observe birds by checking a list, and that's fine. Some people like to take photographs. I like to paint them and learn something of their stories. So thank you so much for watching, and stay creative, my friend.